So in this webinar, we are going to discuss about what is renewable energy systems and what is the impact of power electronics in this renewable energy. So because why I'm telling this renewable energy system means the before the invention of this power electronics, so the invention of the power electronics make a great difference in this renewable energy systems. So let us see one by one. So let us, I am going to the next slide. Yeah. So I hope that you are all seeing this. So in this webinar, what we are going to discuss is, so we are going to discuss about the energy scenario. And after that, we are going to be discuss about that wind and as well as hydro. And after that, what are the softwares we are going to be used for those renewable energy systems? Then apart from that, we are going to see one demo also. And after that, we are going to see about the case study. And at last, going to see about the job opportunities. Before that, we are going to see about the evolutions. So what are the evolutions happened in this field? So because not in 1 or 2 days, this evolution was happened. So it was happened year by year, and it took almost 50 years. So let us, we see one by one. So let us, I am going to into the content. So, so first of all, I'm going to explain about the energy scenario. So let us come to the point. So regarding that energy, so whenever we are going to speak about that energy, so we all know about that. So without electricity, we couldn't able to run anything. Am I right? Yes. So regarding this, so whenever we are in need of electricity, so we must require the generating station. So using that generating stations only, we are going to produce the electricity, and through the transmission and as well as through the distribution. So that electricity which is produced in the generating station is reaching us, and as a consumer end, that is as a consumer or customer, we are getting that electrical energy and we are utilizing for our all day-to-day purposes. Okay. And here in this world energy consumption, so here some of the things has been given. So let us we see one by one. So in the total energy, so 27% of the energy, so which are being produced by used by the households itself. So the households is nothing but now I am in my home, and right now you are also in my in your home or office. So for these purposes itself, the 27% of that energy has been utilized. And the next one is the commercial buildings. So the commercial buildings is nothing but so the shops and as well as the malls and as well as uh, the day-to-day running shops and all those things comes under these commercial buildings. And the next one is the very much important is the transport. So as all we know that so in while we are traveling by train or otherwise through by a bus or by car, so nowadays the electricity impact is very more in the transportation itself. So almost all the trains that is are converted into a electrification, and foreign countries and as well as in developing countries also in right now. And at last, the manufacturing industry. So the manufacturing industry itself, they are utilizing 25% of the energy, so what is produced. Okay. And let us we come to the next one. So the consumption of sectors. So the consumption of coal and as well as the lignite. So why here in the initial period itself, we are going to see about this coal and as well as this lignite means almost in all over the world. So like in developing countries or in developed countries, the thermal power plant is playing a vital role to produce the electrical energy. So that's why here they are mentioning the coal. So here, let us we see about this coal. So while you are seeing in the screen, that is the estimated coal, the total consumption of coal is nothing but by the industry is 587.81 metric tons. So in the year of 2009 to 2010, yeah, before 11 years. Okay. But while you are seeing the same thing in 2018 to 2019, so it has been increased tremendously to 968.25 metric tons. So here CAGR is nothing but compound annual growth rate. So here the compound annual growth rate is nothing but 5.12%. Okay. And regarding the coal has been growing the annual rate of 7.7 percentage. Okay. Since 7.76 percentages during 2018-19 over 2017-18. So you see the difference. That is, within a 1 year itself, the usage of coal has been higher to 7.76 percentage. And as you know that, so you all aware about that coal. So the coal is nothing but it is not a renewable energy. So it is a non-renewable energy source. So once it is going to be complete within a 50 or 60 years, we couldn't able to produce that coal. Okay, so it's a natural resources which we are going to get under the ground, that is in our earth, and we are utilizing that coal. So the usage of coal is increasing day by day. So that's why within a 1 year, that is a 17 and 18, so it has been moved, that is, it has been increased to 7.76 percentage. And let us come to the next one, that is the lignite. So it is also the same. So like we are using like coal, and it is going to use in the thermal power plant for the production of the electricity. So in order to making the heat energy. So here that lignite has been increased from 3.41 metric ton. So that is in the year of 2009 to 2010. So the usage of lignite is 34.41. But it has been increased to 45.81 metric tons in the year 2018-19 itself. And it has been registering a growth of, that is a compound average growth rate is 2.90 percentage. So every day or every year, it has been increased and it is not decreasing. And as well as while you are seeing in the electrical generation sector itself, because we are not going to utilize the lignite only for the purpose of the electricity production, it is also used in some other industries. So like steel industry or some other industries, raw industries. So they are also using that lignites. But here for the production of electricity itself, we are using this lignite about 82.23 percentage. I hope that you are all understanding. So this coal and lignite is playing a vital role in the production of electrical energy generation. And here, let us, you can see here, that is the coal is not only used in the electrical industry, that is electrical generation, it is also used in the steel industry also. So you all know that, okay, so steel is a very, very important one for the economical growth of a country, and as well as for the production of this steel is used in many that is industries. So that's why, so this steel industry is also using this coal. And let us you see this, the industrial wise, while we are seeing that the industry, so the industry estimates how much they are using the coalers. So in the year of 2018-19, for electricity generation, we are consuming 637.95 metric ton of coals. And as well as in the steel industries, they are using 69.50 metric tons. And as well as in spongy iron industries, they are utilizing 12 metric tons, and as well as the cement industries, so 8%. So there is 8.82 metric tons of coals has been used in these industries. So these are the major industries why they are using the coals, because without that coal, so they couldn't able to achieve their day-to-day targets and as well as a day-to-day production. And let us come to the next one. So after this coal and as well as that lignite, so we are also using the crude oil and as well as the natural gases for our day-to-day life. That is for our day-to-day usage of this electricity and as well as remaining things. So here you can see the crude oil has been increased from 186.55 million metric tons. So see the difference. So in a previous case, so the coal is a raw material. So that's why we have used that material as a metric ton. But there's a crude oil. So it's a liquid one, no? So that's why we are mentioning this one as a million metric ton. So during the year of 2009 to 2010, and it has been increased to 257 million metric ton in the year of 2018-19. And here also you can see the CAGR, that is the compound annual growth rate, is 3.26%. So within the certain years, so it has been increased to 3.26. And as well as here, you also see another thing, that is a 251.93 million metric ton to 257 million metric ton. Okay, so which has given a growth rate of 2.09%. Okay, so reference. So what you want to note down is the usage and as well as the growth rate here. So there is a 2.09 and as well as 3.26. And so this is about the crude oil. And let us come to the next one. So that is the natural gas. So what we are getting naturally. So that is mainly used in the fertilizer industry. Okay. So why the fertilizer industry are using much more of natural gas, means for their irrigation purposes and for their cultivation purposes and as well as for the routine purposes. So they are utilizing this natural gases, and through the natural gases they are producing some amount of insects defector. So likewise they are producing, and you can see here. Then after that, that natural gas has been used in the power generation. So we are using 22% for our power generation also, and 17% of natural gas are used for transportation purposes. I hope that you are all heard that in many countries now they are running the buses or the transport vehicles using a biogases. Okay, so that is mainly used in the developing countries, or like many countries are available. Okay, so you all know about the developing countries and developing countries, all those things. So this natural gas is also used for the purpose of this transportation also. And let us come to the industrial thing. So in industry also they are using that natural gases, that is they are using for energy purposes, that is 62.17%, and as well as for non-energy purposes they are using 37.83%. So in industry wise also the natural gas has been used. And you can see the bar chart. So in this chart you can see the in which are all the sectors the power is utilized much more. So that is the natural gas, and as well as in what are all the sectors the natural gas usage is less. And you can see here that is the fertilizer industry is very high. It is shown in a orange color, and that apart from that fertilizer industry, so we are using this natural gas in refineries also, and apart from that we are using, that is in a previous slide. Okay, so you know it, yeah, that is 22.30%. so here that is in power sector we are using 22.3%, and in LPG, so we are all using gas cylinders for our household purposes, that is for cooking purposes. So here that LPG has been utilizing that 1.6%, and in a manufacturing sector they are utilizing 0.3%, and you can see here, and in industrial they are using 1.8%. So likewise, so they have given each and every sectors clearly, and you can also see through this slide. And next to that is where we are using these petroleum products apart from this natural gas, that is we are using this petroleum products in our high speed diesel engines, and as well as we are also using petrol like a LPG, like a diesel, and all those things. So that is comes under these petroleum products. So there is a 39.18% as a total consumption here they are mentioning, and in the year of 2018-19. And here, sorry, yeah, and here you can see here, that is sorry, and here you can see here the percentage increase in electricity consumption is 3.11% from 2017-18 to, that is 2018-19, we are utilizing nearly 11 gigawatt. That is a 11 58 310 gigawatt hour. Okay, so that is the electrical consumption. Here we are seeing, and you can see here the electricity by sectors, and here they have given the country, the India. So since the India is a developing country, so where we are utilizing this electricity, and you can see here that is for industrial we are using 42% of the electricity, and for the agriculture we are using 18%, and for domestic purposes, that is the domestic purposes nothing but our homes and as well as the commercial buildings. So they are using 24%, and apart from that, for a few commercials they are using 8%, and at last you can see the traction and as well as the railways. So what they are using of electricity, the total production is only 2%, because in India the railway is the major transportation, but they are utilizing only 2% of the electricity what we are producing in that country. Yeah, let us we come to the next one, the consumption of electricity. That is, you can see here in the year of 2017-18, the industrial sector has been sharing the major role of electricity. That is here 42.80%, followed by the domestic 24%, and as well as the agriculture 18%, and as well as the commercial sector 8%. And here the electricity consumption in the industrial sector has been increased tremendously while we are comparing with the 2019 and as well as to 2018-19. And you all know the difference, and you are all feeling the difference also, because in the year of 2009 and 2010 only, so the industrial revolution which is happened in our country, that is in India, is slowly boomed. And after that year of 2009-10, once after the globalization, the industrial development was very, very high. So that's why here you can see the annual growth rate of 7.4% and 6.7% respectively. Since you all know that after that year of 2009-10, so the industrial revolution in the mobile sector is very much developed, and due to that we are having so many companies that has been developed in that India itself, and even many top companies have opened their branches in India itself, and they have developed their industrial in India, and that's why this annual growth has been increased 7.4% and 6.7%. And you also see the electrical losses, because in India, so once we are producing 100% electricity, so that is not going to be given to the consumer end due to the various sectors what has happened in the transmission and as well as in the distribution side network. Since we are trying to reducing the transmission and as well as the distribution side losses, even though due to the construction of that transmission line and as well as the distribution line using several things like this circuit breakers and as well as isolators and as well as this several pots, that losses has been increased. But after 2009 to 2010, it has been reduced from 25% to 20%. So due to the development in that sector, so they are slowly replacing the older products, so like a transformer or some other instruments, what are the things we are using in electricity. So that has been, yeah, you can see here the source wise consumption of energy during 2018-19, so before 2 years. And here the coal has play a major role. So using that coal only, so we are producing a 45% of the energy, and using that crude petroleum 33%, and using that lignite we are producing 2%, and natural gas here we are producing 7%, and electricity from hydro and nuclear and other renewable sources, that is only 30%. And you can see here also, so that is the per capita energy consumption. So the per capita energy consumption is nothing but how we are going to utilize the energy produced in that country for a particular purpose. So you can see here, so it has been increased from 19,669 megajoules in 2011-12 to 24,453 megajoules in 2018-19. And from these things itself, you can understand that, so the developing country or the developed country, anyone is consuming the energy much more while comparing with the previous years. And here, within these 6 or 7 years, the consumption of the megajoules has been increased. And the annual increase in per capita energy, that is a per energy consumption, is nothing but 2018-19 over 2017-18 was 3.67% has been increased. And there has been shown here, you can see here, that is in the 2012-13, that is 2790 has been utilized, and it has been increasing. And in any 1 year, okay, so you can't able to see that it has been decreased. Why? Because due to that modernization of our lifestyle, and as well as the modernization of the transportation, and as well as the industrial revolution, and as well as much more things has been happened. So that's why this is increasing day by day. And it has been predicted that, so within 2030, that is now we are in 2021, within 2030 or 2040, so almost most of the developing countries which now are under the category will also is going to be increase their utilization. So that's why the electrical energy consumption is much more while comparing with this year and next year and next year. And let us we come to the subject. So that is the renewable energy system. So why I have explained the initial things, the introduction means, so we are having two categories. So one is a non-renewable energy sources, and another one is a renewable energy sources. And in a non-renewable energy sources, we are producing the electrical energy for almost nearly 90 or 80 years, and we are utilizing. But it has been predicted that within soon, that is within 50 years or 60 years or 70 years, all the non-renewable energy sources, what are the things now we are utilizing for the production of electricity, has been gone over. And after that, we want to go for some alternative sources. And from core revolution itself, you can able to understand that, because nowadays in all countries they are changing their cost to electrification. That is, using their electrical energy, they are producing the cost, and they are running the cost using their electrical supply itself. Like for one example is Tesla. Okay, so in US, the Tesla development is very, very high. So that's why that impact has been switched over to all countries. Now in much more, many countries, they are having a sign with that Tesla company for the production of that car. So in that countries, so like Denmark or Germany or France or otherwise some developed countries. And in developing countries also, they are having a MOU with Tesla for the production of that Tesla in that country itself, and to switch over from petroleum products car to that electrification cars. And let us we see the first one, the wind availability or wind electrical energy. So before we seeing about this wind electrical energy, so let us I will explain about some few points about that renewable energy systems. So we are having several type of renewable energy systems like wind, solar, then biomass, then tidal, then wave, then fuel cell, then super capacitors. So using these things, we can able to produce the electrical energy. So under that, the first one comes under the wind energy. And you can see here, that is, using this wind, we can able to produce the electricity. And the major consideration in this wind is only when the availability of the wind is available in a particular area, that is, we are having some calculations. And for that calculations, if the wind is available, means in that area, we can able to produce the electricity using this wind. And let us we see about this wind energy. So it is nothing but it is going to convert the mechanical power into electrical power. So that is the kinetic energy which is available in the wind has been converted into mechanical and electrical through the wind turbines, this windmill. And you can see here they are mentioning horizontal motion airflow, which signifies with the wind direction and wind speed. But at present, so due to the modernization and due to the much more development in the technology, even we are having wind leaf also. So using that wind leaf, you can able to produce 3.3 kilowatt hour per day itself. That is, that wind leaf has been set up in Paris, and that Paris it has been commercialized, and in much more places that wind leaf has been installed. And in developing countries also, the project is under consideration. And also I have involved in that wind leaf research project, and I have got 20 lakhs fund from one department, and that is under consideration. So I'm working on that also. And you can see the picture. So how the air has been rises and down. So you can see here. So whenever the sunlight is coming to the earth, so we are having, due to that heat energy, that wind formation, that is, the air is getting heat slowly, and due to that heat, what is happening? So the air is going up, and as well as while it is going to the atmosphere, what will is naturally it is going to be cooled down, and once again it is going to be come down. So likewise, so this cyclic process has been happening, and due to this cycling, so like oval shape, so the wind turbine or the windmill which we are going to install in a particular area is going to be rotated, and we are going to get a electrical energy through this wind energy. And let us we see here. So it is estimated that 1% to 3% of energy from the sun is hitting the earth. So all over the world, so they have estimated that. So here only 1% to 3% of the energy has been reaching our earth, and it has been converted into a wind energy. And here they have given a principle very simply: the poles receive less energy from the sun than the equator does. So it is nothing but the wind energy is nothing but using that sun energy, we are going to get that air, and it has been going to be converted into hot and as well as cold, and through that we are going to produce the electrical energy. And next to that, you can see here that land is going to be heat up while comparing with the sea. So our land will get more heat energy while comparing with the sea. So that's why in land we are setting up the windmills very high instead of that sea. And you can see the principles of the wind turbine here. So that is using that kinetic energy only. So there is a K is of me square. So you already studied this kinetic energy in your physics itself. So in your schooling or otherwise in your college first years or second years. And this wind has been converted into wind energy as converting that mechanical energy into electrical energy, and has been given to the powerhouse. And the main thing here, the blades. So how we are going to designing the blade, and through that blade itself, we are going to produce the electrical energy. And you can see here, the power transferred is directly proportional to the density of the air. So that is, the air density is very, very important in this wind energy, because in all places we couldn't able to install this windmill. So in a particular area only, after we are calculating the calculations using the anemometer, we are going to see the wind speed, how much of wind speed averagely in a year we are getting. So likewise, we are going to calculate, and after that only we are going to see about this wind energy.